Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. I just want to bring you an update regarding Revlon because something is definitely cooking, and we're going to take a look at the latest institutional buys as well as the price action on Friday, which was absolutely crazy, as well as the Ortex data and what it's telling us. And we'll also take a look at Fintel in this video. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Let's get into it. If you could, please like and subscribe. All right, guys, in trading, there is a rule, and that is to follow the money. And I'll have you know that filings from last quarter showed that Morgan Stanley bought more than 400,000 shares of Revlon. In fact, several institutional investors and hedge funds recently made changes in their positions to Revlon. Guys, they have been buying it like crazy. Middleman Investment Management LLC grew its position in shares of Revlon by 1.4% in the first quarter. They now own 1,368,181 shares of Revlon stock, valued at $11,041,000 after purchasing an additional 18,485 shares during the last quarter. Cubis Systematic Strategies LLC acquired a new stake in Revlon during the second quarter worth approximately $617,000. Millennium Management LLC grew its position in Revlon by 5.1% during the second quarter. Millennium Management LLC now owns 107,707 shares of the company's stock worth $584,000 after buying an additional 5,254 shares in the last quarter. Credit Suisse AG acquired a new stake in Revlon during the second quarter worth approximately $310,000. And finally, Engineers Gate Management LP grew its position in Revlon by 116.5% during the first quarter. Engineers Gate Management LP now owns 54,362 shares of the company's stock worth $439,000 after buying an additional 29,250 shares in the second quarter. Institutional investors and hedge funds own approximately 9.77% of the company's stock. Guys, this is huge because it shows you that hedge funds and money managers are well aware that Revlon's price is on the rise. And I can show you that it has gone up significantly over the last several months. Let's take a look. In the past week alone, Revlon is up 27.92%, or a dollar amount of $1.82, currently where it stands at $8.35 a share after the slight drop in the after hours. In the past month, Revlon is up 49.91%, or $2.78 a share. And in the past 3 months, Revlon is up $4.23, or 102.67%. Guys, that means that if you invested in this company, Revlon, 3 months ago, you would have increased the amount that you bought in. You would have doubled your money. And this is far from over. In fact, I think the party is just getting started. And my reason for believing that, guys, is check this out. This is actually bullish that the short interest is going down because companies that were shorting Revlon are likely now going long, or at least closing out their short position. And that's a fact because the short interest in this company has dropped from the high 80% range all the way down to 18.22%, which, guys, anything over 10% is still large and can still squeeze this stock. And week after week, we've been on, the brinks of essentially having a gamma squeeze. Yet, unfortunately, the still market makers are not allowing this to run. But it's only a matter of time. Right now, they're kicking the can down the road. Let me just finish Ortex and I'll show you what happened on Friday. So, guys, on Friday, they only borrowed 3.2 thousand shares, which is nothing. But yet, they returned 64.2 thousand. My guess is they borrowed those 3.2 thousand to do the dump they did right around 3 o'clock. So anyways, the balance is they returned 61,000 shares, which is why you saw the drop of 4.45% in short interest. So now currently there's 1.38 million shares sold short, which, guys, remember, Revlon has a very small float, so this is huge. The cost to borrow average is 224.69%, which is minimum and maximum as well. And the reason for that, which we will look at Fintel, but I'm betting is that there's probably no shares or very few shares left to borrow, because who in their right mind would want to short Revlon at this point? That would be like a death wish. So yesterday, the low of the day was $7.82. The high was $8.99. The stock opened at $7.93. The 52-week high, guys, is $17.65 with a 52-week low of $1.08. Imagine being the person that bought at 108 or anywhere down in that low $1 range. You'd be making a killing right now. Or if you bought options long dated back then, oh my goodness. The average volume was 6.44 million, guys. That's what it's been, which is essentially nearly the entire float, right? And yesterday's volume was abnormally low. It was only 4.26 million, which is why I believe they were able to manipulate the price action as best they were, guys. Revlon tried to break out, as you can see, multiple times. It was climbing steadily in this pattern, but multiple times it failed to break out. When it tried, it's like I was watching. It was like they pulled it back each and every single time, especially this candle right over here. Unbelievable. Guys, the biggest dump you see happened right around 3 o'clock. And I'm going to tell you why. If you buy options on Robinhood, or I don't know if it's any other broker, but I know for a fact Robinhood is horrible. It is not best advised to hold your options into anything close to closing time on Robinhood, because this is what they do, guys. And I've seen this week after week after week. And unfortunately, they make buying options incredibly easy, because you can use your money instantly to buy them. And you can't do that on a lot of other platforms because they require it to clear first. So they trap people. And you can see the price was going up, right? Around this time, it was right around that, maybe 835, 840, somewhere in that range, right? Then what did they do? They dumped it. Literally dumped it down to that low day. What did I say? It was something like $7.87, if I remember off the top of my head. Somewhere around there, guys. They dumped it down, right? And you know what? That's when they sell your contracts at next to nothing. So if you were in the money with $8 contracts and you hadn't closed them out, they did this and probably gave you a penny or $1 for the 100. This is the BS that they pull. And then it started coming back up. They lost control. Market makers totally lost control of this. It skyrocketed to $8.99, guys. $8.99. It was about to break 9, and they ripped it down just as fast. And it was not natural at all. But they had massive, massive issues because they can't find the shares to cover that they need to for this week, because everything that traded $8 and above that people exercised, they have to now find those shares if they didn't hedge for it. And my guess is they didn't, because there haven't been shares available to borrow, or very few shares, which is why they're screwed. So they started losing control. This almost put $9 options in the money, guys. And that would have triggered the gamma squeeze. This was the perfect setup, and they destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed it. Revlon closed today at $8.49, and it shouldn't have. It absolutely shouldn't have. It should have closed much higher. This was total BS. And guys, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. But I'm telling you, if I were investing in this, I would either be buying very far out of the money. And guys, I am invested in this, but I have my shares and I have my contracts. But I would either be investing very far out of the money, like deep in the money, I would be buying deep in the money calls, or I would be buying them very far outdated, because Guys, this is what they do, and they're going to continue to do it week after week. So let that be my warning to you, because I don't like seeing people get screwed. But guys, I've watched this week after week, and it's the same thing. And this was BS. They stole the squeeze right here. That's essentially what they did. They stole our squeeze. All right, guys, let's take a look at Fintel and see if there's any shares left to borrow for going into next week, because they now, whoever exercised these contracts, they now have to fill those shares. Okay, guys, according to Fintel, the short interest is much higher than Ortex reports. They have the short interest at 36.61% of the float. And that being said, it would take 0.26 days to cover. They're claiming that there are 2,763,995 shares sold short, which is much higher than the 1 million, I think, 800 or 900, you'd have to go back and look at it, shares that they claim on Ortex are sold short. So that's over an additional million shares approximately, guys. That's crazy. Okay, so according to Fintel, it's a lot higher. Now I'm going to tell you, the only times I ever see the short interest be higher on Fintel than on Ortex have been in stocks right before they tend to squeeze, like BBBY. If you go back and watch those videos that I did, I saw the same thing. Guys, this is a common trend for some reason, and I don't know what it is, but it's something that I've noticed. So I really believe that Revlon is very, very close to squeezing. This is bullish in my opinion. Now, over 50.78% of the shares today, or on Friday rather, that were traded were in the dark pool. Guys, that's another issue major, because it's not allowing pure price action to be accounted for. Now, according to Fintel, there are 100,000 shares available to short, which I'm extremely surprised at. But again, remember, they have that lovely F3 override key, and they can create as much liquidity as they need to, guys. And sadly, it is what it is. The cost to borrow, according to Fintel, is significantly less than what it is on Ortex, but it is still very, very high. 101.75% cost to borrow. Imagine paying that kind of interest, guys, on like your car loan. That's insane. Let's see. Oh, going back here, as you can see, the trades in the dark pool have ranged anywhere from a low of 37.90% to a high of 56.72%. And it appears that it is increasing with the amount of volume going to the dark pool, guys, because they realize that these prices are getting out of control. Now, check this out. These are Revlon's failure to delivers. This is absolutely crazy. They are very, 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 very high, guys. Let's take a look and see what we have due for this week coming up. All right, we are going to be starting on the 18th from Monday. Guys, not only do they have to come up with all of the contracts that expired in the money, but they need to come up with 1,492,163 failure to delivers. Guys, they are screwed. They are really, really screwed. I don't know how they're going to do this, but that explains why it pulled the price down like they did. Now, so that's what they need for Monday. For Tuesday, they're going to need 1,532,108. Now, again, guys, if they cover these already, then, you know, it is what it is, but there hasn't been a lot of shares available. So they're either borrowing shares, which you can see they've been returning, or I don't know what's up, but, and then on Wednesday, 1,045,968. And then the numbers get substantially less. So guys, they've been trying to fill these failure to delivers. But I'm betting that when we get the next set of numbers, they may spike again due to the amount of volume that has just been coming into Revlon. But as you can see, they know that they need to get rid of these shares. The spike high in June with these FTDs have been significantly falling off. And as you can see, however, let's see, do they continue to get lower or do they go through the roof? Because I'm not quite sure what they're going to be able to do here. If more people are buying in, then they're going to increase. If people have been selling at a profit and not waiting it out, then yeah, maybe it will be able to go lower. Guys, the price that you see, I don't believe is the true value of Revlon at this point, and I think that we're going to see a massive jump to the upside in the coming weeks. But you need to be patient. As you can see, things pop when they pop on Revlon, meaning like it's out of nowhere, the price is trading normal, then all of a sudden, boom, big spike up. So anyways, keep this on your radar for next week. I think we're going to see the trend continue upwards. Thanks so much for watching. Looking forward to an exciting week next week. Guys, I am taking my daughter back to college this weekend, so you probably won't be hearing anything more from me. But if I have an opportunity, depending on what time I get back on Sunday, then perhaps I will make another video on some other stocks that I'm following. Thank you so much for watching.